Hello there! This is DBT, and this is Art of Rooms. And alright, let's continue playing some more Asphalt 8, and today, you're jumping with me into my infinite vision, because we're going... Sightseeing with DBT! That's right, it's another episode where we're not gonna be focusing at all on the car itself, or the performance, or anything like that. Oh no, we're gonna be focusing on the track. Because oh boy, there's normally a lot of things to look at the tracks, and that is an aspect that tends to be overlooked in this game and in just about any racing game. So how about I show you where we're going? I mean, you already knew because of the thumbnail, but whatever. We're going into Alps. Now, I will tell you exactly where Alps is located. The Alps are located, but it's a bit of a murky situation because I think it's comprised with... it's a region that is basically several countries. And by the way, I should preface all of this by saying that I don't know anything about geography. What I'm gonna tell you in this video is what I believe is right, but it could be completely wrong, so don't take me too seriously. I'm just gonna tell you what I believe is true. But anyway, let's jump in, and like I said, we're gonna go in my Infinite Vision GT because it's not upgraded, and it's actually good to bring a car that is not upgraded because I'm gonna need to be stopping a lot, and sometimes it's difficult with cars that are upgraded. But anyway, let's get in. Now, the very first thing to mention over here is that at first glance, if we pay attention to the flags that are at the very start right there, we are in Switzerland. That's right. I'm actually gonna go back a little bit. You can see it right there. Switzerland, right? Perfect. It's clear. We're in Switzerland. We're in the Switzerland part of the Alps. Understood. But you'll see later why I'm not so sure about that anymore. So if we look around, the first thing that caught my attention is the fact that you can see people. Now, it's not that you can see them very well or anything, but I think this is one of the only, if not straight up the only map in which you can see people modeled in this game. I showed you in a previous video on Barcelona where you can see people through a window. Link is should be appearing at the top right about now. But that is just a texture. This one you can actually see it's little dudes over there flying in. I don't know if those are parachutes. I don't know if that's gliders, whatever it is. But leaving that aside, there's not much to see in the very start, in the section at the very start, because it's just mountains, snow, and some trees. Now, you know that I like looking for weird places, not weird, but cool places to take selfies. Overall, this is not a great area for selfies because the floor is slanted, so you end up in this weird angle where it's gonna be difficult, particularly if you're with a group of people, so nothing too interesting there. But let's go into the construction of the bridge itself, because I like looking at things like this. Obviously, you can see the crane over there with a big, I don't know what that concrete part is called, but actually if we do a 180-degree turn over here, you can actually see the exit of that tunnel. Oh man, I mean, I know it doesn't take you anywhere, but how cool would it be if there was a version of this map in which you can go on that tunnel and it takes you somewhere else? Wouldn't that be interesting? That's what I keep saying, that I wish there was some additional versions of the tracks. Because let's be honest, there's only two versions of Alps and it's just forward and backwards. It's exactly the same map, so that is a bit unfortunate. Now, this whole section, I once thought that it could be a nice place for selfies, and it's actually not terrible, but it's the same situation where it's a little bit slanted, though it kind of works if at least you want to take your selfies alone. Now, obviously, you can see that the texture in the background with the mountains is very low resolution, but it's alright, and nobody's gonna pay too much attention to that. Other than that, if we go down here, you can still see the whole thing of the construction. There's the other crane. And over here you can also take some selfies under the bridge. You're technically not under the bridge, but you're under the shadow of it. It's an interesting location. Again, weird one for selfies, but it's there. Nothing... You're not gonna get great selfies here though, because it's an even worse position for the floor, but it's alright. And other than that, you know, again, construction stuff, nothing too interesting to look at, except when you get to this point. This is when you finally get to some really dope prime selfie material right here. Because look at this. It's a little slanted, but it's alright. Look at this selfie. Oh man, isn't that beautiful? You get a group of people over here and suddenly you got a very nice selfie. You can do it on that side, or if you want with a little bit of a tree for decorations, you can do it like this, though you have less space. You can do it like this, and there you go. Selfie spot. Lovely, you get to see all the mountains and all of that. And this is why I keep saying that I wish that this game had some sort of photo mode so that we could completely disable all the UI elements. Without the UI, this picture would be absolutely beautiful, but well, hopefully GameLove one day will allow us to remove the UI precisely for things like this. Now, if we continue forward on this side, same situation for the selfies on the right side. We go up here, nothing too interesting going on. Again, when the floor is this is slanted, it's not great for selfies. You can see up there in the sky some more people doing their thing. And that's it, right? You take a jump down here, and that's about that. Now, here's where things get a little bit peculiar when I was saying of the location of the Alps. Because, again, we said that it's Switzerland, right? Except that if you pay attention to this bridge over here, whatever this is supposed to be, there's actually some shields right there. And it took me a while to figure out what that shield was. And actually over here you can see it's two different shields. We have this one and this one. It's not the same one though it looks. I mean, at first I thought it was just mirrored, and I believe this... Which one is the one that is mirrored? This is the one that is mirrored, because they should be on the opposite side. But either way, they're not exactly the same thing. And I'm gonna show you why. On one side you have this right here being this one, which is the shield, or I don't know what to call this, flag, whatever, for Salzburg, which is a city in Austria. Again, Austria, not Switzerland. That's why I said that it's a little bit weird. And then on the other side, this is the one that I said that it's mirrored, we have this other shield. You can tell that it's different because it has the three little lions or whatever these are supposed to be. And this is for Carinthia, another city in Austria. So you see why I'm saying that I'm a little bit confused as to where exactly this is located, because it's a little bit, it says Switzerland at first, and then it's Austria, so I have absolutely no idea. But yeah, I just thought that it was interesting to have a look, and okay, we just ended up our 5 minutes. Let's restart this thing. And of course, the only reason why I'm able to go for 5 minutes without being disqualified before, it's because I'm going in knockdown, which gives you a total of 5 minutes to do the objective and quickly. Over here I'm approaching that same place but from a different angle, and you can see the two shields. Again, they're a little bit weird because this one is correct, this one is mirrored. The red and white is supposed to be on the right side, but oh well, whatever. Obviously we have also the Asphalt 8 signs, and then there is that. Now let's continue our path. You can see more people flying over there in the distance. Now over here is where you can also take some selfies, specifically a little bit further ahead, right over here, if what you want is a little bit of trees. This place, it's alright, it's a decent spot to have some trees and whatnot. The problem is that the road is a little bit narrow, so the angle is kind of weird, but hey, there you go, a bunch of trees if that's what you want for some selfie action. Continuing forward, we got that helicopter going over there. There you got on the left side again, the one for Carinthia, there you go. And it's still on the wrong side, but okay. I'm gonna take the bridge over here just to show you one thing that I really like and hate about this section of the map. This whole section is really cool with the bridge, and this view right here is absolutely gorgeous. You can see the horizon, it looks great. The problem is that this is not a great selfie spot. Unless you're like me in this case, where I have automatic, or rather manual acceleration, you can control your car and you can do something like this. And again, if you could disable the UI, you would be able to take such a great selfie right here. But in general, you know that people go for automatic acceleration, so they cannot control the car to keep it over here. So it's very difficult to take a group selfie. You can do it against this the barrier, but then you don't get the same level of view. So actually, if I could get the angle right, something like this, yeah. But it's not the same, it's weird, so yeah, not fantastic stuff. It's unfortunate because the view is absolutely gorgeous, but it's not a great spot for taking selfies. Now you can take selfies once you get to this section over here, but then you got the blue arrows getting on the way of the view, so then it doesn't look nearly as pretty, so there is that. Now you can also go under the bridge, but honestly under the bridge there's really nothing to look at. You can again take some selfies against these barriers, but the lighting is kind of weird. It's very dark, and again super slanted floor doesn't make for a great selfie, so there is that. Other than that, really there's not much to look at under the bridge, so a bit unfortunate, but oh well, it is what it is. Now moving forward, again same situation, right? We got a bunch of mountains and whatnot. Over here you get another spot for some selfies if you want, with some trees in the background and whatnot. This is actually a decent one, nothing spectacular, but hey, at the end of the day we're just looking for something decent. I'm gonna go into the tunnel. Now the tunnel itself doesn't have anything interesting to look at, anything at all. But what is interesting to me is when you get out of this tunnel, you get this little neat house on the right side, on which you can take a very nice little selfie, because it looks like that's your house and you're just chilling there with your car and whatnot. If you want to take it in that angle, you can go like this. And look at that. Oh, it looks so dope. Again, if I could only disable the UI. Gameloft, could you please give us an option to have some sort of camera mode or something? so that we could take pictures like that. It would be absolutely beautiful. And we lost again. Let's restart. Okay, one restart later, and here we are. We're back into this section. Now, if you go over here, there's really nothing. You can see a little bit of the waterfall right there behind me, but honestly, this picture isn't gonna be anything amazing. Before I go into this whole section of the town, I'm gonna go down here because there's some stuff to look down here. Nothing too interesting, except that you can see the waterfall at a closer angle. Unfortunately, again, the lighting is very bad, so in general, the selfies aren't gonna look necessarily amazing. But here you got a spot for us. Oh, look at that! Suddenly I hit a spot where the car is super bright. I like that. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take a picture right there because I do believe that looks dope, though. You can see that the lighting is weird. It goes up, down. I don't know what to deal with this. Anyway, so you got the waterfall. You know I like waterfalls, but again, it's a very awkward spot, so trying to take a selfie in a group over here is gonna be a nightmare. Other than that, again, not a whole lot to look at. Then let's just go back up and return on the way that we were going. Now, there's the whole other section, which to me it's a shame that it's very, very underused, and I'm talking about the town section in this track. You really have absolutely zero reason to come on this side, but just look at how cool this whole section is with the little houses. All of this looks super, super, super dope. I really like it, and actually when it's Christmas time, this gets decorated. It gets, I think, like Christmas trees and lights. It looks super dope. I really like it, but again, you really have absolutely no reason to ever be on this side of the track unless you're just doing this, exploring, because this is a bad route. It's much better to go, no matter which is the direction that you're going, forwards or backwards in this track, you have no reason to be over here. So this would be another one of those routes that I wish were emphasized in another version of this track, where the tunnel and the big jump are close and you need to go in this section just because, you know, there's a lot to look at over here. All these little houses, there's that other car over there if you want to take a selfie with an NPC car that doesn't look amazing, but it's there. There's also this, I don't know what is this supposed to be, like a church or something. And look at that, this is the first time that I realized that we get to know what time it is if the snow would let me see. Thank you. So apparently it's 11:01 a.m. I don't think this is PM. So 11:01. We know the time in Alps. Fantastic. So yeah, cool section. There's another little car. There's the tram at the top, which by the way doesn't have collision. I have tried to crash with it doing the big jump, and you cannot hit it. So well, it's unfortunate. I mean, not that I wanted to crash. You know, I'm just curious. I'm gonna look at this section, but from the other side, meaning going in this direction. Because again, look at this whole section. It's just so pretty and so unfortunately underused. This is another section where if you can control your car, you can take some pretty dope selfie right here. You know, with the big building in the back, you got the mountains, the tram, or what is this called? Whatever this is called, the thing on top. Again, the blue arrows kind of mess up a little bit, but whatever. It's a very cool location. If you can control your acceleration and you can take a selfie like this, I think that's pretty dope. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna take a picture just like that because it looks so damn cool. All right, so moving on. What else are we missing in this track? Well, we also have this section of the jump itself. Now, here on the jump, there's absolutely nothing to look at. You got some barrels and then you got the jump. Unfortunately, this, oh well. Okay, we're gonna have to restart that and my car is gonna crash. Yes, beautiful. And as I was driving back into that same location, I realized that this is really another very cool location for a controlled acceleration selfie. If you pull something like this, just look at that. I mean, if you could angle the car a little bit more, look at that. It's just so cool. I really like some of these vistas, and that's what I was saying, that it's something that you never really pay attention, or maybe some of you do. I don't doubt that there's a lot of people also like me that like looking around. But I would dare to say that probably 95% of the entire player base never pays attention to the environmental, let's say, storytelling. There's no story being told over here, but you know what I'm saying? You know, having some environment to show you where you are and all of that. Now, I was saying about this section that I don't like that the ramps stop you from having a very cool selfie. Ah, Jesus, stop pushing me, dude. Having a very cool selfie over here, because you can do something like this, and if you're really careful, well, then the opponent push you, because why not? But yeah, you don't really have a great look at the lower side. Now, I wonder if in reverse we have a look at that. I really don't think so, because in reverse I don't think we have access to that particular section. But you know what? why don't we check it out? I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, forward and backwards in this track, it's basically the same thing, so it's not like, you know, at most, the main difference is where the ramps are located, so maybe it gives you a slightly better view of some things and whatnot, but yeah, I'm curious, because look at this. How cool of a selfie would it be with you at the edge of the world? But unfortunately, that doesn't quite work. This is probably some of the best thing that you can do over here. And that's it. It's a very bad angle, so I don't like that. Let's try it in the reverse version and see if we have better luck. All right, here we go. Now we're in reverse version. And, well, the starting point is the same, though. I just realized, is this more snowy? Does it look more snowy than the forward version? I never paid attention to this. Wow, where's my music? There it is. All right, so, yeah, I think it looks more snowy. Wow, that is one thing that I never really paid attention, and that's kind of cool. It's more misty, I should say. Huh, very interesting, very cool. So that means that you can actually take different selfies and it has a slightly different view. Yeah, look at that, you can barely see. Wow. In a way makes it look more moody, but at the same time it blocks a lot of the view on, you know, the mountains at the background and all of that. But here we go, this is the section that I was wondering about, and oh, we do have access! Oh my god! Now this is actually blocked, so you cannot fall down, which is maybe a good thing. But yeah, unfortunately, even like this is still not a fantastic spot. I mean, if you want a selfie like that, there it is. I guess we could try like this. Trying to see if there's a good angle, but I really don't think so. Oh, well, it was worth the shot, but then again, I did not know that this section was open to enter here. I did not know either that it was completely closed, so that you could not jump or do anything like that. But yeah, so you see what I'm saying about exploring a slightly different routes. Now, unfortunately, from here onwards, what else could they do with the routes? Block the entrance to the bridge so that you don't necessarily have to go down here. But honestly, what difference is it gonna make? It's still the same track. So that's why I wish that there was some additional routes in the maps that force you into or rather, different versions of the track that force you into routes that normally you wouldn't go into. Because, for example, over here, everybody by now knows that the meta route is going here on the jump, right? But how about going on this side? Yeah, I mean, yeah, you've seen it before, we all have seen it before, but when was the last time that you willingly went on this side? Well, I would dare to say that it wasn't something that you decided to do not long ago. So anyway, yeah, very curious, because I really never paid attention to this whole thing that this version of the track, the reverse, was much more, again, I don't know, snowy is the word, foggy, whatever it is. But yeah, so if you want to take some clearer looking pictures, then do it in forward. If you want some slightly more moody, then do it in reverse, because that's what there is. But alright, how is that for a little bit of sightseeing with DBT in Alps? Now, if you want to get a hard opinion on what to do, the comment for today is going to be, it'd be great if GameLoft gave us a photo mode. You know how this works, for person to post it, you know how this whole thing works. But alright, that's going to do it for this video, and you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, because we're trying to get to the 10,000 subscribers, and we will, at some point, but I need your help for that. That's all, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.